Okay, I was just talking for 10 minutes. You guys didn't hear me? Is it just starting now for you? Can someone make a comment that you can see me and hear me okay and that I just started right now? I thought it was on started. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is strange for me because I've been talking for 10 minutes and I didn't know it didn't start. So anyways, let's start now. Yeah. No, we just now started. Okay, okay. Thank you for that confirmation, Kirsten. And hello, by the way. Sorry, you guys. I would have been started 10 minutes ago, but anyways, let me just kind of repeat what I just said. Thank you for joining this live broadcast, this Christic frequency, spirit. Thank you for spending some of your Saturday evening with us in this, sacred community, a group of star seeds, indigos, becoming aware of their higher consciousness, their multidimensional consciousness, tonight's topic. So I welcome all of you coming in. Thank you for holding space with all of us. It's actually important, you guys, in our lifestyles to be coming together. We're all over the world, so we know that there's Christos Avatar people who are from Canada, UK, Russia. We have down under in Australia. We have all kinds of homies around the world. So this is a wonderful community. I have over 750,000 members across all my platforms. It doesn't mean they all come to my YouTube lives though. But there's a good, strong, few thousand people who watch my replays of the lives. So I'm truly, happy to see this community grow, right? So a lot of people are curious and interested about some of these topics. In my channel, I talk a lot about aliens and the different races, positive and negative, but I'm also, focusing on the actual teachings on consciousness, on spiritual awakening, on, like tonight, multidimensional identities. So this is kind of like, based on the a spiritual focus. So even the talks about aliens is a spiritual topic, you guys. It is part of our spiritual journey, whether we want to or not, right? That's something that we deal with. It's something that's in our planet, in our cultures, in our history. Extraterrestrial beings, extraterrestrial races. These are, this is one of the reasons they're called ancient aliens, because they're not just a modern phenomena. This is something that has been recurring throughout our multi-dimensional history. Our history is much more ancient than we've been told. So I'll just say straight up to even the new people here, the humans were created 560 million years ago. And so they say in mainstream history and science that we're only, our most ancient culture is Sumer, which was about 6,000 years ago. Transmute, BS, we're much more ancient. And this is not, you don't have to rely on that because I'm saying that. You don't need a teacher, you don't need a book to know that, to perceive that. This is something that you find within yourself. You will have these memories of other lifetimes. Okay, that's not coming from your politician or your president or some pope or, this is coming from your connections, your multi-dimensional connections. Okay, so that is proof of multidimensional, at least proof to those who, confirmation to those who are having psychic experiences. paranormal, the supernatural, seeing spirit guides, communicating, seeing pictures, visions, hearing, feeling. This is extrasensory perception that's only experienced by less than 1% of the population on Earth. And so it's not understood worldwide, not even close. Most humans, billions of humans, think psychic abilities are demonic or something that's dark or an influence of Satan or Lucifer, when they don't even actually know what is Satan or Lucifer. They're getting their distorted ideas from their distorted religious teachings or New Age or the occult or Golden Dawn magic systems. So there is a lot of distortion, and so not everyone's even going to agree about multidimensional consciousness. So let me explain a little bit about that, you guys. Multidimensional. First of all, what is a dimension? Okay, because most people, like I just mentioned, billions of humans, most of the planet, 99% of the planet, believe in the mainstream model of reality. Okay? There is no concept of dimensional realities. There's only the concept of we're in planet Earth and there's galaxies and stars, different planets out there. That's our reality. No, it's not even close. So there's much, much more. Even the quantum mechanics, scientists see that there's more. And it's so interesting to me, you guys. I talk about the secret space program because there's a lot of correlations with the SSP, secret space program, SSP, and the Guardian teachings. It is the SSP, people coming out, testimonies, insiders to the secret space program, talking about multiple dimensions, parallel Earth. They talk about inner Earth. They talk about aliens and UFOs and all these technologies. Mainstream science hasn't even found the soul. But in these programs, in these MyLab programs, they're teaching psychic kids, boosting psychic abilities, and they say it doesn't exist. And they censor you on these platforms. You can't even use the hashtag psychic. Oh, you can put it in your video. As a content creator, I can put it in my video, but it doesn't work. They don't want you knowing that you're a multidimensional consciousness. They don't want you to talk about psychic abilities and powers. It is censored straight up. Do you guys know how hashtags work? Like in my video description below, there's 3 hashtags. If you click on them, if you click on anybody's hashtag anywhere online, on like YouTube, it takes you to a page of all the videos who use the hashtag in it. Well, guess what? They censor certain words. They don't want you having pages of videos coming up for you about certain topics like psychic. They ghost orbs. Not allowed. You can't make hashtags about that. So, this is just confirmation that they're censoring. They reveal themselves. Okay? When they're actively censoring things and making up these, they used to always put these Wikipedia articles on my Anunnaki videos, so it basically is debunking what I'm teaching. This is what YouTube has done. So they will post Wikipedia articles on video content that they don't like people talking about. So they can't give you a strike, but they're going to use dirty tactics like that, right? So so what are dimensions, so you can understand what is multidimensional in the first place? So according to these teachings, and not only these teachings, it's mostly first of all, it's not talked about in religions, but it's talked about in many different spiritual traditions and belief systems. Spirituality is not the same as religion. Religion is about worshiping a deity. Spirituality is about consciousness. And within these different spiritual traditions, including the Emerald Order Freedom Teachings, one of the most advanced spiritual science on the planet, and it's not just these books. These are the kindergarten and beginner stuff. But I have them here right next to me so you know the source of my teachings. This is my source. I'll still get emails. Even though they're sitting right there, I'll still get emails saying, where are you getting this information? Right? Multidimensional, in these teachings and other spiritual teachings, they talk about a multiple dimensional reality. This isn't just the only reality. There's different levels of reality in the creation of Source God. God created all these different levels of reality. That's Source's intention. Okay? It is different what these different levels of reality are. There are different frequency bandwidths. Even the Guardians straight up, for example, in the Cathara teachings, the Cathara manual, the Cathara video workshop, they call them dimensions, frequency bandwidths. Frequency. And different frequencies. So each frequency bandwidth, each dimension, as you go up higher in the dimensions, there's faster frequency bandwidths, which equates to more advanced, more futuristic. Okay? There is no space-time. But if you travel to the different higher dimensions, they're more in the future. You would say more evolved, more psychic, more powerful, more intelligent. Okay? So this is how the Creator made this reality. It's just one reality. Okay? You will realize that from these teachings that there's not just only this time matrix, you guys. There's multiple time matrices. Now, there is a distortion out there. People who say there's unlimited dimensions. No, there is not. There's a specific amount of dimensions. There's a specific amount of universes. It isn't endless. Now, God's potential is endless. Life is endless. It keeps on going and keeps on going every single nanosecond. God, Source, is multiplying, growing, expanding. And there is no limit to that. God will be expanding itself eternally. You yourself, holy ones, brothers and sisters, are eternal beings. Eternal spirit. You didn't have a beginning. You didn't have an end. This is something that you will realize in your spiritual journey, if you're on one or not. You're not the body. The body had a beginning and has an ending in the illusion of space-time. But your soul is eternal. Your soul essence is what went into the body this time. This time you're a spirit having a human experience. Maybe next time you'll be a spirit having a Pleiadian experience, a Sirian experience, an Arcturian or Andromedan or Orion experience. You're not limited to this body. Thank goodness. Right? Do you always want to be this? No. This is not ideal. It is not perfect. There is a perfect version of you out there. Not this version. A higher version. Tonight's topic is about higher identities. Higher body matter. Different levels, you would say, evolution, a higher evolutionary body. What can your, which limits what your consciousness can do while it's in the body. So if the body has problems, issues, diseases, cancers, viruses, whatever, That is affecting the consciousness. The body affects and limits the consciousness. So what you're taking this divine consciousness and putting it in some body, this body, your body, what your parents created with their own distortions in their biologies, in their emotion, in their mind, psychology, spirits, well, those are not perfect. The perfect version of you is in the 12th dimension. No distortions in the body at all. Absolutely divine, sacred, perfect body matter. So when you put consciousness in a perfect body form, that is unlimited. That is godlike. Godlike. You'll experience godlike things in that type of body. But we're in the 3rd dimension. We're talking about 4th. Remember, we're talking about dimensions. 5th, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th dimension. That is your perfect, what the Guardians call divine blueprint. Everything that exists has a divine blueprint. The human race, human people, we have our divine blueprint. Any animal you see in the world, it has a divine blueprint. But here, it is not perfect. It has got distortion because our planet has distortion and we exist and are interconnected to the planet. So we have those distortions carried to us. There's something with the electromagnetic fields of Earth that cause distortion, that cause mortality and death. If it wasn't for these planetary grid distortions, we would be immortal, and so would all life. There wouldn't be something causing, issues in the atomic structure, subatomic structure, molecular structure. It now has distortions in the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, in the earth itself, in human bodies and consciousness. We're affected by all these fields. It affects our bodies, our biologies. It affects our thinking, our consciousness. We're influenced by those frequencies. So you have your own free will, but at the same time, you're in the distorted realm of the 3-dimensional Earth system. And so that affects, that you would say, limits you. It's limiting your consciousness. As soon as you went into a biological fetus within your pregnant mother, as soon as it's not the mother, I'm talking about, it's the 3-dimensional dimension. You go into that fetus, you have this, most of your consciousness is not making it through. You're only getting a small portion. Some people say 10%. You're only getting like 10%, 1/10 of who you really can be, could be, which is itself not even the soul, the true consciousness that is part of your soul level. Your soul consciousness, doesn't have that same limitation. How this works is you're here because of your higher self. Tonight's topic. You're here because of your higher consciousness put itself, yourself here. Like, for example, your brother Inhazi. My higher consciousness put itself here into the fetus of my pregnant mother. My mother birthed me. I grew up as a baby, a toddler, an adult. And so my soul essence did all that. Brought myself into this journey. Here I am before you. All these series of my life. All the things that I did, all the things I thought, or all the mistakes I made and had to go through suffering, some type of suffering. And it's not like we can have 100% enjoyable life here because of the distortions that are affecting all of us. But just understand, in your multidimensional consciousness, there are literally levels of yourself, specifically 12th dimensional levels, plural. You have more than one avatar. Okay, you have multiple avatars. And you have 144 avatars. Just like you have 144 oversouls, 144 souls, and 144 incarnates. Okay, so you have multiple avatars that are perfect. Take 144 divided by 3, that's 48. 48 plus 48, that's 96, plus another 48, that's 144. This is, so you have 48 Christos avatars. You have 24 versions of you experiencing perfection. Literally perfect beings. I have seen my Christos avatar. I have felt its body. I have felt its consciousness. OMG, man. One of the many supernatural, paranormal things I've experienced in my journey. My Christos avatar. And there is nothing in movies, in science fiction that depicts this. Humans here don't have that imagination. They can't see that. They can't imagine it. They can't portray it. All I can say is that this part of me, these higher consciousness can, what you call, morph, change their body matter. Shapeshift, it's called, shapeshifting. Constantly shapeshifting. It's part of that type of existence. You're not just one body until you transmute or die. Thank you for those hearts, Holy One, whoever's making those little hearts. So that's tonight's topic. We're going to be talking about this multidimensional consciousness. Thank you guys for joining my live. All my regulars, thank you to my moderators who are here tonight. Let me say hello to you guys. Machiwa. Yes, sure, Amel. Peace to you, Holy One. Thank you for being here tonight with us. Stephanie, Josie, 369. Woohoo! Welcome, Stephanie. Omni love to you, sister. Bless you and those positive vibes you got bringing on in. Appreciate that very much. Ascending Angel 144. Love that number. I've actually, even with me and my twin flame, we've seen that number several times. I saw it even today, 144. It's just crazy. Between me and my twin flame, my girlfriend, we're constantly seeing numbers, both of us, all day long, man. It's crazy. We're not even keeping, writing these all down. We don't need to. I'm just saying, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful to be in that zone where just things are just synchrony, confirmation. You don't need someone else's validation. You're already getting it from your higher self. Tonight's topic, your higher consciousness is that's a little ping, a little message to you. You're on the right track. Holy One, thank you to myself, ourself, my selves, personal Christos selves, 1,728 selves, and most of those, 1,728, most of those are higher stations in higher dimensions. I mean, if the human template is 12 strands, 12 dimensions, the human template spans 12 dimensions. Well, that's 9 dimensions. There's 9 dimensions higher than 3D Earth, than your 3D self, including your parallel versions. So when I said 144, 144, 144, 144, you actually have the same amount on the other side. 144, Earth and parallel. 144, 144, 144. So that's 288. 144 times 2. That's 288. So you actually have 288 incarnates, 288 souls, 288 oversouls, and 288 avatars. You're a spiritual badass, Holy Ones. You see why I call you guys Holy Ones? Because you are. All beings are. All life are. Not all beings have the same template, though. the human DNA has a diamond sun 12-strand template. And most of that, I just mentioned, nine of those dimensions or levels of yourself are fragmented into your dormant DNA. But it's there in your dormant DNA right now. So what you do in this life, in your spiritual life, your spiritual existence, your journey, your growth, you're going to hopefully activate some of that dormant DNA, make it activated. See, we use this word activations. You know, some people are like, what in the world are all these hippies and New Agers saying activations? What are you activating? You're activating dormant DNA. That is what is evolution, not the mainstream science idea, which is a theory. They themselves call evolution a theory. Do they not? It's not called evolutionary fact. It's called evolutionary theory. That means they don't know for sure. They can't say this is 100% truth. It's a theory still. It is 100% fact that we don't come from apes or some source. That we all come from some source. What source? It's not monkeys. See, that's not how we evolve. That's BS. Every being has a DNA template. And what you do with that template in your consciousness is what makes you evolve into greater levels or not. Has nothing to do with coming from a primate or from Homo sapiens or Neanderthals or Cro-Magnons. That's not our lineage. If you want to know the truth, and it's even in this Voyager's book, okay? It's in this book. It tells you where Neanderthals and Cro-Magnons come from. They came after humans. They're distortions of genetic hybridization that went wrong. So they're the result of taking the human DNA and mixing it, trying to mix it and try to hybridize it with extraterrestrial DNA. Dude, that makes Cro-Magnons and Neanderthals extraterrestrials. They're not human. They're not alien. They're alien, but not human. ET. There's some other type of distorted version of human. So there's so many problems with mainstream science. And it's so interesting because even in the secret space program, what I keep talking about, they too say science is distorted. The mainstream science has no clue. The mainstream NASA has no clue. There is a secret space program, a secret NASA. Okay? There are secret governments, secret military. That's not tonight's topic, but I'll throw that in there sometimes. And by the way, even the secret space program, I just was listening to an episode yesterday about multi-dimensional identities. Of course, they don't know how the Christic breaks it down, but you hear them saying, well, we exist in many different levels. I heard that just yesterday with Emery Smith. And he was talking to one of the other SSP whistleblowers. He's interviewing. He was being interviewed. Now he became the interviewee, interviewing others. I mean, the interviewer, interviewing other insiders. And so it's so interesting. They talk about stargates. Not the same way we do. They actually put stargates and portals in the same group. It's not the same thing. So there are even some distortions there, but they're still talking about these things that in mainstream science is still stuck in dinosaur days. And just, and they were talking about the real Tesla, not the modern Tesla company. That there was an actual person called Tesla. It's not Elon Musk when we say Tesla. The guy from 1800s, to the 1900s, right? He was born in the 1800s, right? So Nikola Tesla. There is confirmation in many different religions. Not religions, sorry. Other spiritual traditions also talking about multidimensional, potential, but they don't say it the same way either as the Guardian teachings or the SSB. They're talking about reincarnation, like you were this person and then you died. No, you don't die. And then you became this person. No, that's not how it works. Okay? That's a flawed cosmology. That's a distorted cosmology. You never stop and become something else. You're actually literally in multiple places at one time. You are a collective. Let me repeat that. You, brother, sister out there, are a collective. What you're seeing and perceiving now as a human life, a singular human incarnation, is an illusion of, it's a distorted, or you could say it's literally limited. When I say limited, you don't see everything. You're only seeing a portion. It's a limited perspective because we have lost our memory. There has been distortion, or you could say there's been manipulations in the human DNA by these extraterrestrials that some people out there don't believe in. They don't exist. So their models of reality are so effed up, so screwed up, so distorted, so, lost and confused. When they're lost and confused in these false mainstream sciences and mainstream religions, they are lost, you guys. They're not in connection to their higher consciousness. Tonight's topic, multidimensional consciousness. Okay? They're just stuck on old ideas and old spiritual models. Dinosaur models, man. Outdated, outmoded dinosaur, that's something that you have to get to modern ideas. We didn't come from animals or apes or anything like that. We didn't have some alien race create us like the Anunnaki or reptilians. These are old, outdated models that don't get you anywhere. You're not evolving. Do you want to evolve? Do you want to become greater? Do you want to have paranormal, supernatural experiences? Do you want to see what's the true potential? What you can truly do? Or just stay in ordinary existence? We're not ordinary. We're not just 3D. We're not just humans. There's more. Much, much more. And you can have, you can bring some of that into your 3D experience. Because a lot of you are literally having, for example, our sister Kirsten, one of our moderators, she's picking up all these orbs around her daughters when they're sleeping. Right there is an example of someone seeing the paranormal, the supernatural. It's even in 3D human technology. Our cameras are picking them up. But people will dismiss what their eyes are seeing and say that's dust particles. It's so ridiculous that people will just absolutely deny spirit, spiritual beings, alien beings, UFOs. They just deny it. They're just in denial. It doesn't fit their religion. It doesn't fit their what they've been taught about God or angels or demons, or they have all these convoluted, distorted things that aren't even true, but they claim it as truth, and they try to correct you on their distortions. They're saying their distortion is the truth, and the actual truth is not. They got it backwards. And so they're missing out on the truth of their own multidimensional potential. While some of you brothers and sisters are claiming it, even a part of that, part of yourself in these higher dimensions. Perceiving is the beginning part of that. Seeing, perceiving spirit guides, perceiving these phenomena in your dream state. A lot of you can raise your hand, write it in the comments. I'm sure you've had these things confirmed to you in your dreams, but then we've been trained to think, oh, it's just a dream. It's not real. What is imagination? What is a dream, really? What are you really experiencing every single night? Some people say, I don't dream. You don't remember that you're dreaming. Everyone has dreams. Do you think consciousness pauses? Where does it go then? If you think you don't dream, what does your consciousness do? You think it's sleeping? You think you're sleeping. You see your body's sleeping, not you. Your consciousness doesn't sit there and, it's bored. What am I going to do while my body's sleeping? I'll just sit here, hurry up and wake up. Hurry up. There's... It sounds ridiculous, because it is ridiculous. Your consciousness is always doing something. It's the limitation of your 3D body or the ego mind. The ego level of yourself, called the reasoning mind, is not aware during the dream state. Well, sometimes you are aware. Sometimes you remember the dream. That was a weird dream. That was a trippy dream. That dream felt so real. Because it was. But if in your mind, if in your understanding, you have no definition of multidimensional reality, then you can't put those together. It's just a dream for you. A weird dream. A real-like dream. But when you understand these teachings, when you understand multidimensional realities, that you're experiencing memories, sometimes that are in your past lives, your future lives, because it's right there in your DNA right now. Think about this, you guys. Dreaming is like being in a higher dimension. Remember what I said about dimensions? They're different frequency bandwidths. The dream state is not the same as they call it alpha, beta state. You go into sleepiness. You go drift into sleep. That's a different state of consciousness. You're not in 3D consciousness anymore. That's why when you do dream, you can experience crazy, weird things that felt real or lucid or a memory. It felt like a memory because it was. Much love, much respect to all my brothers and sisters. Georgina in the house. Good evening to you, Kirsten. We got Santiago Olington. Or maybe it's Santiago Goldengorth. Good to have you, Holy Ones. Machua family, I'm glad I was able to catch this stream. Yeah! What's up? Kara Ya Sata Allah. You said it. Those are the frequencies of creation. Kara Sata Allah. Dancing in the Christos frequency, baby. You got Diamond Buddha, Indigo. What's up, Holy One? Marilyn Jungles. Sandra Payment. What's up, Holy One, sister? Sir Madison, what's up, fam? Machiwa brother, how you doing? Yeah, sorry I was late, you guys, because I just set up a new computer. I mean, one of my computers that were sitting there, I switched to that computer, and I didn't have all my apps that I need to go live, so I had to figure all that out, and I still haven't switched it, so I had to turn on this older computer. We have something tonight already from Georgina. Bless you, sister. Thank you for your donation. Much respect. Thank you so much for being here with us on a regular basis. You make a difference, Georgina. Bless you. Thank you for your help. And you guys, Kirsten! Woo! Kirsten, sister! What's up, Holy One? Thank you for your exchange of energy. You guys know, at least the regulars know, that I recently lost my YouTube, they call it monetization. They demonetized me. And what's interesting, someone pointed out, when you know that word, demonetize, the word they take away your money, demon, demonetize. They demonetized me. So I don't earn one single penny anymore. There's no more commercials, paid commercials advertising in any of my videos. And so this is how I survive now. Thank you, Kirsten. So you guys, I just want to ask you if you please support my work by making the PayPal donation. I placed the link at the top, I pinned it to the top of chat. It's also in the description of the video if you can't find the link there. So the PayPal link, it's in my video, and in my chat. So thank you guys so much for that. That's how I survive right now. I just lost it recently. So she also made a message. Hope you had a beautiful week. Anu. Sister, Anu's a fallen angelic word. Anu Elohim. I would appreciate it. You don't call me Anu. Thank you. Sending you lots of love and light this stunning evening. Happy to be here with my cousin Cosmic Fam. Woohoo! Best evenings of the week. Machiwa to you, sister. I love all your positive emojis and vibes. Thank you so much. Bless you, Kristen. And thank you for your service as a moderator. All right, you guys. So, let me double check here. SM Holder, one of our moderators. Woohoo! Good to see you, sister. We got Sir Matos and Georgina and SM Holder. Kirsten Loves. I just don't see my girlfriend in here yet. Maybe she came in. I don't see her. Where's Giannis? Where's my baby? I don't see her. She's busy, I guess. Maybe she forgot. Let me just ask her if she's coming to the live. Oh, I'm at Boomers with Enzo. Right now, I won't be able to make it to the live tonight. Okay, baby, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so that explains why she's not here. But you guys are here, so I'm grateful to all of you. Is Celine here? I don't see Celine. So I'm going to ask Kirsten right now, since... Kirsten, could you please write me on Instagram, direct message, if you get any questions? Because I can't watch chat the whole time, so I don't see all the questions. If you get any questions, Kirsten, please post them for me in Instagram. Direct message. Thank you. So, thank you guys for being here. And the multidimensional identity, the multidimensional consciousness, is because there's many different dimensions. And one thing you need to understand is you didn't start from a low level and evolve. See, that's the main reason why it's a distortion. The evolutionary theory is total BS. You didn't start down here and grow It's never like that, understand? It doesn't work that way. You started at the high level and de-evolved down. You either were seated down here, or you parts of your identity, 1,728 identities, one of those could have became distorted and fell to a lower level, a lower dimension. Okay, so it doesn't work where you're evolving this way. So same here with us on Earth. We didn't start on Earth. We were in the fifth dimension. We were seated in the fifth dimension. But some of our consciousness fell to Earth. So we are now trying to reclaim or return back to where we were originally through our spiritual journey. So that's what this is about. This is about returning back to our 5D self, where the angelic human is stationed as an avatar, consciousness, a diamond sun, 12-dimensional strand. You know, that's 12 different races, hybrids in our identities. We are Polarians, Hyperbornians. We are Lemurians. We're also Atlanteans. We're also Aryans. We're also Muvarians. We're also Unchechi. We're Antrian. We're Brenoa. We're Hebrew. We're Melchizedek. We're Uniseti. We're these 12 tribes. That is who we are. That's our heritage. That's our history. Because every one of those races had to be evolved over time. The Polarians evolved, the Hyperbornians evolved, the Lemurians evolved. We were in those incarnations, every single one. And that's how the DNA works. DNA strand 3 means we're in the third dimensional incarnations. Okay? So as you see, we have 12 tribes. That is multi-dimensional. Dimension 1, Dimension 2, where we got DNA from Dimension 3, DNA from Dimension 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dimension, 11th dimension, 12th dimension. We are literally multi-dimensional. And remember to realize that there is no space-time. That these are stations of identity, stations of consciousness, in different time vectors. So we mentioned that number. Your avatar is the combination of 1,728 identities. But all of those identities are stationed in different time vectors. And it is these time vectors, time continuums, time cycles that are repeating. Okay? Life moves through this hologram structure, the hollow fields, and see, you're creating your own hologram with your thoughts. So all of these go through a cycle. Specifically, the time cycle is 26,556 year cycle that repeats. Not repeats with the same life, but starts new life, new incarnations. A lot of those people who didn't ascend, they're going to be repeating into the next cycle. If they're at the end of this long cycle. We're not at the end right now. We're close to the end. So we're in these stations, you guys. We're in all these different locations of the time matrix. So all of those combine together into a collective mind. Right now, you're experiencing a singular mind. That's the nature of 3D. It's called the personal logos. But when you evolve out of this, remember we're in a multiverse, more than one universe. When you ascend, evolve to the second universe, you are now in a new body. You're in a new consciousness. You're a new, psychic abilities, more knowledge. You literally evolved. Just by ascending, you leaped. You leaped from the 3D life leap instantaneously. It's, ascending is a form of transmutation. Ascending is transmigrating from this dimension to another dimension. your soul essence goes there and into a new body, a new fetus of a new pregnant mother. If your race still has birthing, some races are immortal. And so new soul essences and new life is done in a different way. We have males, we have females, we have asexual beings who still are creating life without sex, without two parents. So we have all kinds of different kinds of conscious life. And there's all kinds of different genders, you could say. And not just one male, not just female, there's different variety. And so this is something that gets complex, though, when we start becoming androgynous beings, when we start becoming not just one single mind. You start to see your family collective mind. And it's not as if you remember every single one of them, but as you vertically ascend into new bodies, into new dimensions, you're gonna remember more of your collective, of what we call the personal Christos. Right now, maybe we don't have perfect clarity or memory of our fourth dimensional lineages, identities, incarnations, or our fifth dimensional or our sixth dimensional. But when you move, or when you send up into the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, the sixth dimension, that comes with all these different memories. You will remember those levels, and then you'll be trying to remember the sixth, seventh, and the eighth, and the ninth dimensional identities. Or maybe you'll be connected, and you won't have this earth memory problem. The higher identities, not all of them have problems with remembering their collective, personal collective, your personal Christos collective. That takes, your life will take on a whole new meaning. Especially when you understand that when you start going into higher dimensions, most of the living beings are telepathic. That's a normal organic ability, not something that's supposed to be paranormal or supernatural. And once again, I give a shout out to the Secret Space Program, because even in the Secret Space Program, they're talking about this. That most beings, most ETs, most humans in the future are psychic. They even use words like, I forget what Emery Smith was calling. There's telepathic, and then Corey Good talks about all the people who are kind of seeing the future, like precogs. So, and then there's people who are empathic, so they can feel emotions. You can't, it's not as if everyone who's psychic knows all psychic abilities. There's different senses, different abilities. So everyone's going to be having their own experiences. You are the result of all your other multiple incarnations, which is unique. Everyone has a unique, multi-dimensional experiences and memories and abilities that go with that. So my family of consciousness and abilities will be different than your family abilities and experiences and skill sets. So we're all unique, man. We're all very, we all have something to bring to the table. We all are part, in the Guardians, as a Guardian group, we all have our own unique Ascension codes. I'm bringing my Ascension codes. Some of you brothers and sisters are bringing your unique avatar codes. We have blue flame codes, gold flame codes, violet flame codes. And the Earth DNA itself has blue flame, gold flame, violet flame in it. It's part of all our potential. And you will actually evolve through violet flame incarnations, through gold flame incarnations, and through blue flame incarnations. Okay? That's the goal for any being trying to reclaim back to their Janus Ascended Master version. You literally go through Elohai, Seraphai, Brahmarama to reclaim all your Ascension codes to leave the time matrix. But you can spend most of your time in one level, maybe mostly blue flame lifetimes, maybe mostly violet flame lifetimes. Like I said, each one of us, spiritual beings, spiritual collectives, are unique. So you can be part of some race of beings, but every single individual in that race will have different levels of awakening, different levels of memory, different levels of spiritual technology, abilities. So it's very interesting. So I might have some messages from Kirsten. Diamond Sun has a question asking if there's any information on blood types for Rh negative, positive in the books. There isn't in the books, but we come to that conclusion, on our own without the Emerald Order input, because not only do we just understand that logically, but we understand that in different sources of information. Like, once again, the Secret Space Program. They talk about hybrids, man. I'm talking about hybrids. I'm talking about ET hybrids. They talk about ET hybrids. They talk about blood types. So this is one of the huge ways you can understand there's distortions in religion and mainstream science. Because mainstream science are the ones saying that we come from monkeys. Okay? So, obviously, there's distortion there. That is not truth. That is a manufactured, intentional lie, a hoax. So you don't know your true identity. You don't know that you're multidimensional. You're just a human that's going to die someday, and that's it. No, transmute that. Okay, you are in this group of people awakening to the true, heritage, to our true human identities and in purpose. So we're let me get that again. The Rh negative, yeah. So even if we all came from one source, hello, McFly, science, if we all come from one source, a monkey or something in between us and a monkey, you explain why we have all these blood types. We like our sister's asking. We have. If you have ever gotten your blood, some people don't know what their blood type is. I still don't know. Because I don't go to doctors. I do not go to doctors. If something happens to me in a car accident and they break a bone, of course I'll go to a hospital. But for everything else, I can heal myself. I will find a way to heal myself. Anyways, so I don't know my blood type. And I can't even remember. I don't have one single memory of going to a hospital. Oh, except there was one time, forgive me, I forgot. I was in a car accident when I was 17 or 18. I was driving a Volkswagen Bug, and I was unconscious and I was taken to a hospital. So yeah, there is an exception. I did go to a hospital, but not with my own free will or choice. I was just taken there. I was unconscious because I hit my head on the windshield. Anyways, I wouldn't go to Western science or medicine to heal myself because they don't even. Did you know? Because of the FDA, it is illegal to say there's a cure for anything. Transmute that freaking dark, twisted concept. So, anyways, there is cures. Even the Secret Space Program, once again, they talk about cures for everything. There is cures for every single disease, every single virus. But you're not going to get that because they're making money off of fossil fuels, gasoline, oil. They're making money off of your diseases and cancers and viruses. So the people in power, they call it the cabal or whatever. They're saying that's why you're not going to have disclosure. This is why you're not going to have these technologies because they make money from it. Their power is coming from the black magic money system. So. Babylonian, baby. So that's why there's groups fighting over actual disclosure. Some people want it, some people don't. So there's a fight for it. There's going to be all kinds of false narratives. That's part of the dark side's tool set to help them come out with like flat earth, so they can confuse us and cause separation between the awakening people. Now there's a bunch of freaking people believing in flat earth, man. Once again, even in the secret space program, baby, they talk about that psyop. Not only is it not flat earth, but there's a ton of other planets we've been to. We've been to other solar systems. That means it's not flat earth, baby. They talk about the moon and the structures on the moon. They talk about the different space fleets in the different space programs of the different nations and countries. There's many different space programs. It's a joke. All you flat earthers are a freaking clownish joke to these people. They laugh at their asses to you believing in their psyop that we live in some freaking flat earth. It's a joke. Machiwa Masudas! People are still in dark ages, man. They want you in the dark ages. They want you disempowered. They want you ignorant. They want you not to be able to remember your higher consciousness, tonight's topic. They don't want you to be able to heal yourself. They want you to be totally dominated by their false religions and false gods like Yahweh, Father God, Jehovah. You got billions of humans falling for this. And you're disempowered and you don't have knowledge. You have distorted narratives that they've grown for you, created for you. And now you have no actual knowledge. You don't have actual truth. You're not being able to expand or evolve. You're not evolving. You're de-evolving. You're fragmenting. This is what the fallen path of chaos is. You're in chaos systems. You're in chaos paradigms, belief systems, groups, covenants. You're in chaos covenants. This blood ritual sacrifice Messiah is one of these covenants. Fallen angelic covenants. Following and worshiping, being subservient. And I'm making it very clear in my Anunnaki videos. I'm making it crystal clear that these are not gods. They are alien extraterrestrials being worshipped as gods. They hybridize with human DNA, even though they're trying to demonize us and say there's something wrong with us. They cherish, they prize our DNA because they're making hybrids with our DNA. And when you take an ET and you take human DNA and combine it, that's a freaking hybrid. That's what they're calling the Illuminati races. Those are Illuminati races. Those are elite races. They're not elite, but that's what they're calling elite because they have some extraterrestrial DNA in it. You know, it is these beings, along with the guardians, who have higher strands of DNA, that have higher consciousness. So even though these are malevolent beings, these elites, who become the pharaohs, who become the kings, who become the CEOs, who become the demigods in history, who become the gods in history. They're not gods. They're not demigods. They're freaking hybrid ETs, ET gods. There's only one source God. And when you start falling for all of these false light systems, false religions, narratives, you are disempowered. You're in phantom doctrines. You're in phantom sciences. You're in phantom identities. People, are maybe not consciously making those choices, but on a multi-dimensional level, you have made those agreements. It is part of your karma. It's part of your personal karma. It's part of the human race karma. Being in this bondage, it's a human race karma, man. You know, all you have to do is look how humans are. Look at the way humans treat each other. We are murdering people. We are going to war. We have people that are starving. We have people that are in huge lack. They don't have access to medical care. This is all by design. Okay? Humans are originally a guardian race. We're positive. We're originally good. We're originally perfect. Living from our 12D diamond sun DNA template. Not what we have today. What do we have today? Humans with 2 strands or 3 strands. What the F is that shit? What is this? When we are literally 12 strand beings, do you know what you can do with that original blueprint? Humans have in their DNA that represent blue flame, gold flame, violet flame. Humans were created as Templar guardians, aka Stargate guardians. Somebody has to be responsible for time travel, for stargates. It was the humans who are replacing the Azurites. They're the old guard. They're much more ancient than humans. Much more ancient. Humans are only hundreds of millions of years. Okay, some of these races are much like it sounds extraordinary. They're almost 1 trillion years old. 950 is pretty billion is pretty close to 1 trillion. So some of these races are almost 1 trillion years old. When humans are only from 560 million years ago. And I'm including the Omicron Draconians. I'm including not the Anunnaki. They were created later than we were. They were created when the Indigo children came here. When the Indigo children were sent here, they needed something to counter the Indigos. The Indigo advantage, or whatever you want to call it, however they see it. But so we are just remembering all these things. These teachings help us, and all the other sources out there, like the Secret Space Program. Some of the, these people are coming forward in the risk of their own lives. Some of these whistleblowers have been murdered. But when someone becomes really public, and they can't just keep murdering people, because then they become martyrs, and that reveals more truth when that happens. So they have to be very careful with that. So, let me double check. Yeah, so just to finish your question, the Guardian teachings don't talk about blood types, but certainly other sources do. That we have not just the A positive, B positive, and AB positive, and O positive. There's also, so we're obviously not coming from the same source. Science is a freaking liar. The mainstream is a liar. You also have, besides these, you also have A negative, B negative, AB negative, and AB and O negative. Why the F are you saying we come from one source? We don't come from one source. The fact of the matter is, we have human beings here, we have hybrid ETs here, many different hybrid ETs. This is why we have multiple blood types supporting multiple alien hybrid races happening on planet Earth. That is not all bad either. Some of those are guardian hybrids. Some of you are guardian hybrids. What do you think a star seed is? It's a guardian hybrid. Your DNA is coming from the stars. Earth seeds is not. They're not coming from the stars. They're soul essences. They're originally part of the the human, well, they call it the sphere of mente, but they're only part of the consciousness of the Earth tribes. Polarian, Hyperborean, Lemurian, Atlantean, and Aryan, which we're in right now, and then a future version, Earthling will be Unchechi, or no, Muvarian first, and then Unchechi. And so then you move into the starseed identities. But what I'm trying to say is there's all kinds of hybrids, extraterrestrial hybrids on Earth. Whether you like it or not, it is these hybrids who are the ones in the religions and the priestcraft. It is hybrids that are the ones in power. You understand? They have 4-strand, 5-strand, 6-strand activation consciousness. The humans have there's no comparison. This is why you don't find normal people in power. Normal humans just have average 3D consciousness. It is these super intelligent, super psychic, super bloodlines that are the ones that you find coming in power. And of course, the guardians are helping, assisting humans, and the negative hybrids are the ones who are trying to manipulate, dominate, control the humans, which are a guardian race originally. It's in all our potential. Every single human has the potential to awaken that DNA by making changes in your life and going on a spiritual journey, not a religious journey. Maybe you were raised a Christian or an Islamist, or you're raised a Mormon, or maybe you were raised it. It doesn't mean you have to stay it. Every single human has the divine gift of free will. You can make a change right now. You can break that cycle that your family is led. Maybe your family is just for generation after generation been going to churches, being in religions. You can break that. I broke it in my family. I'm the only one in my family. Well, my sister did, and my dad did. My dad saw right through this stuff too. And he was once upon a time heavily in the church. We all were. But we got, 3 of us got out. My sister, my dad, and maybe my uncle. He's not into religion. You know, some people just naturally, even if they're not on the spiritual journey, a lot of people just become agnostic, or, someone who doesn't believe in God at all. Well, at least they're not believing in these false gods. These atheists are doing better than religious people. Even though the religious people see it the opposite. They're doing better off than just living a 3D life, right? No God, they don't believe in God. They're doing better off than the religious people stuck in spiritual bondage, stuck to blood, death, covenants. And one of my goals of my channel is to expose that. I'm too busy exposing the Anunnaki right now, but eventually that's going to lead to, I'm exposing the hybrids throughout history, in ancient Egypt, in Sumer, and Assyria, and Akkad, the Mesopotamian historical periods of time, Babylon. But that all is going to be leading to modern day Anunnaki intruder races. I haven't even gone into the reptilians yet. But right now the Anunnaki are super popular online. That's why my videos are reaching hundreds of thousands of views. Not on YouTube, but on Instagram and Facebook. They're hitting hundreds of thousands. Several of them have hit millions, 1 million, 2 million, even 3 million. So it's a big topic. I'm not making any money from that. I've been demonetized, unfortunately. But I'm still growing. My channel's growing. And some people will find my members, Patreon memberships, which again, you guys, this is how let me double check for donations. Machiwa. Tamura! Woohoo! Star Sister! Thank you so much, Tamara. Bless you, sister. She says, driving home from work, listening to you. I have a question. What is the red cube? I heard another, let me check. I heard another spiritual podcaster, which is probably a new ager, just saying, mentioned it along with the black cube, Syrian Star Sister. Thank you, Syrian Star Sister. Thank you, Tamora. I have to just check real quick. Because depending on the information that I see, I can give you my breakdown of it. Machiwa. So basically, I do know at least information about the black cube. The black cube is, just like in Metatron's cube, just like in, there is, just as there can be positive frequencies, you better believe there's dark, twisted, phantom, harmful frequencies. You're going to get harmful spiritual codes, not spiritual, like the black cube and the red cube. The first thing is the cube thing. Saturn cube symbolism, most common, okay? In occult and conspiracy, well, they're not conspiracy. It's conspiracy truth, right? The cube is often linked to Saturn, which is Saturn what? Notice our planets are named after Greek gods, not gods, extraterrestrials. You see how it's up in our face, man? In our most ordinary, common things that we all deal with on a regular basis in our lives are tied to astrology, to phantom ET gods, man. Kronos, Saturn, Pluto. Those are Roman Greek gods. Attaching the Saturn's cube, called Kaaba or Saturn storm imagery, right? It's about limitation and material reality. The red means it's activated, inverted, energetic version of the cube system, sometimes associated with control grids, artificial structures. But this is mostly modern, New Age ideas, you guys, not ancient doctrine. Remember that even in the occult frameworks, the cube is a containment field. In witchcraft, they talk about binding, imprisoning spirits. Some people just have no idea what they're getting caught up in. They think they're empowering themselves. They got these spells, and they have no idea, man. Who's running these things? These matrices, these control systems. One thing I want to do is go to and you guys, there's a country in the Middle East, and they're all walking around this big giant geometry thing. OMG, man, this is Kaichi. Yahweh Matrix. And you all know who Yahweh is, right? by now is connected to this black cube matrix, held through Saturn, like you said, that is siphoning life force. That's called Kundalini. The Saturn black matrix cube system is siphoning Kundalini because these phantom beings are finite. Demons, you call them, we don't call them that. Phantom beings, we call them phantom. In the phantom matrix, religion calls it the lake of fire or hell. You know, the Greeks call it Hades. The Guardians don't call it those things. We call it the phantom. And so in the phantom, they are finite. This is why these beings will channel you. This is why these beings will give you systems of worship. You are feeding them your Kundalini life force. They will create technologies like the black cube matrix, connecting, siphoning out of Saturn, pulling it in Saturn, a huge, even the freaking, siphoning life force and routing it back into their black hole system. You get it? No? Why do they feed off of you when you're sleeping? And all of these 3D people are calling it sleep paralysis. First of all, paralysis should give you a red flag, homie. Sleep paralysis, because you don't have your third eye open, you don't see what's going on. So you're still going to call it sleep paralysis when you're actually under attack. These phantom beings need your Kundalini because they don't have it themselves. They don't have light bodies like living beings do. Living beings have light bodies. They need to feed off of your light body, which is your multidimensional spectrum. They're feeding off of your light body. They're feeding off of your Kundalini, man. You're helping them exist instead of self-annihilate. All these religious people and worship systems are feeding phantom beings. While they'll sit here and lecture me, demonize me, they're the ones feeding the demons, feeding the phantom, feeding fallen angelic systems. I haven't even had the time to tell you all of the things that they have set up on planet Earth, including Stonehenge, including these giant crystal systems. They have weaponized this ancient tech. It's all towards feeding. They need to feed off of planets. They feed off of races of beings. They feed off of individuals in religions in New Age, for example. They channel to you. People are channeling. Indigos, adepts, guardians do not channel. You're feeding the beast. You're feeding these dark, twisted beings. You're giving them your Kundalini, and you agree to these covenants. Religious systems are making you agree. You are giving your permission. You are aligning yourself with death and blood ritual sacrifice. Even though your heart doesn't feel that way, you're not trying to be tied into these systems, plugged into these systems, but you gave your permission. The vampire knocks on your door so you can open and welcome them in. You give them permission in religion. They're very clever. They're very, very intelligent. Saturn's black cube holds a massive tank that acts as a harvesting station for blood sacrifice from human beings in any way imaginable, whether through wars. What is war? Do you think guardian beings are creating war? And if you get to see these people's comments in my videos, they cannot compute that there's some alien races that are peaceful. They think that's weakness. Most people think going to war is normal. Do you understand the problem, man? That is fallen angelic legions who go to war. It is phantom beings who go to war. Phantom beings, demonic beings who kill, who fight, who siphon. It's not normal to go to war, to have weapons, to be hurting and harming and conquering. This is all red flags, red flags, red flags that humans are in spiritual bondage. You're being dominated, ruled, and conquered by these fallen angelics. So they're siphoning through their black hole matrix massive amounts, man, of this life force so they can exist. Because they don't perpetuate life force. They do not have light bodies. Do you understand? Beings in the phantom do not have auras. They do not have kundalini feeding to them. So they must take your kundalini in every way imaginable. Including false religions, false light teachings, and new age systems. They get you into their systems. They get you into your tarot cards. They get into your astrology. The gods are ruling, man. These ET beings are ruling, and people have no idea. Through wars, through rituals, through crucifixion, through martyrdom, through suicide. And this is not me. Don't attack me. Even through minstrel. It's not normal. It's not natural, but you think it's sacred. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. This makes it obvious why Saturn has been long associated with an assortment of blood ritual worshipping cults. Saturn is it's been used to pump out reversal violet ray plasma light. Additionally, this alien construct was, we're talking about the black cube matrix. This alien construct, a phantom alien construct, was used to impale the crucifixion implants. Put in their crucifixion implants on the vertical axiotonal lines in a planetary body, which also devastated the vertical channel alignment of the planetary staff. This Yahweh system, all these Christians worshiping Yahweh, Father God, this Yahweh Saturn black cube matrix system that billions of humans are feeding regularly, it's located in the center of the Milky Way galaxy called Abaddon. This alien machinery, Yad-He, Vod-He system, it's considered sacred, dude. Father God, sacred. Yahweh, sacred. And people will fight you over it. People will want to kill you over it. It is obvious to assume that the fallen Yahweh entities decided they were our gods and decided to implement a variety of mind control mechanisms by spreading religious beliefs so that humans would worship Yahweh and or Jehovah as the God of Creator. It's not Creator, homie. So I don't want to go on into this into your question throughout my whole live tonight. But this is part of the Tetragrammaton. This may be used in some New Age practices or in black magic rituals, this black cube matrix, that are bound to the Hebrew-based systems and the mystical Kabbalah and other mystery schools or religions that worship Yahweh. It is freaking... When you're a guardian, man, and you see this dark wickedness in our angelic human race, all these humans that are now stuck in these phantom systems, you see the planet is not globally awakening. You see it, man. But you will have people saying, oh, we're all awakening. Oh, the AI Atlas is going to save us. The Galactic Fed's going to save us. Archangel Michael's going to save us. Galactic Federation, Ashtar Command's going to save us. Someone's going to save us. Jesus Christ is going to save us. Zeus, Apollo, Osiris, Isis. That's my next Anunnaki video, by the way, Isis. Which is Luciferian Semjase Anunnaki. Just like the Scarab Elite line, the Falcon Illuminati line, Bloodline, Elite line. They're not humans, baby. Even the Guardian teachings say these are not humans. The Guardians call them Leviathan. We call them, Earth people call them Illuminati. The Guardians call it Leviathan. They're not human. Rockefellers, not human. All of those bloodlines are not human. Because why do they look human? Because they're half human. That makes them not human. You understand? It's a different race. When you take Anunnaki and mix it with human, it's no longer Anunnaki and it's no longer human. It's something other than. It's between those polarities. It doesn't. But what the Guardians do say is they have this the negative extraterrestrial soul essence go into that hybrid body. This is exactly why they make hybrid bodies. So they can be ruling you, man. These hybrids are freaking ruling you. And they have more chakras than you. They have more DNA strands than you. Than the humans, I mean. Not the indigos and starseeds. This is why they can punk you around, shove you around. They can be bullies. So, tonight's topic, though, let me see if I answered all your questions. Okay, so just checking on donations, you guys. Nothing there, so we got maybe something else. Another question from Peace for Liberation has a question asking if we have a lower level than us as humans. I already answered him, but I think he wants you to answer him. Yes, we do have a lower version of humans. Understand that we're 3D. There's a 2D and a 1D. There are lower versions of yourself. And just like you have 144 selves in the higher universes, you have 144 selves here. They're not all in the 3D. You have some in the 1D, you have some in the 2D, and some in the 3D. The Hyperbornians and the Polarians were the ones who created the 1D. It is the Lemurians who created the 2D, the second strand. It is the Atlanteans who created the third strand. And what we're trying to do now in the Aryan period of time, we're trying to create the fourth strand. So you better believe you have lower selves and you have higher selves. You certainly aren't the higher or the lower. Okay? You are there were stages before us. 4 stages before us. So yes, to answer your question, you do have lower selves. As Lemurians, as Atlanteans, as Polarians, as Hyperbornians. The Aryan race is not even, well, it's like halfway there. We still have to go through the higher levels and through all the starseed levels. So we're multidimensional. And we're not at the beginning, we're not at the end. We're not even in the middle if you consider 12, and we're only on the 4th root race. That's not the middle either. We're not even in the middle yet. You don't get to be in the middle until you're in the Uchechi. So, It's about our personal level. Like, what are you at personally? What amount of chakras are you activating? Okay? You want to activate the higher chakras, higher than 3 chakra. Because what is these 3? Your butt chakra. You know, where your anus is. Okay? Your anus chakra and your groin chakra and your solar plexus chakra. Okay? That's human consciousness right now. Survival, sex, and the ego. That's most of human conversations. What am I doing up here? This is most of human relationships, and this is human values. Living in your anus and your grind and your ego. It ain't very high. It's pretty low frequency. When you take the red chakra, mix it with the orange, and mix it with the yellow, that's like an ugly brown in your aura. Most humans, billions of humans on Earth, have an ugly brown chakra. I meant to say aura. Okay? Because they don't have green ray in their aura. They don't have blue ray in their aura. They don't have indigo ray. These are starseed people and indigos and some of these negative groups who have higher strands but negative agendas. Excuse me, rub my eye. So I'm not trying to be vulgar, okay? But the consciousness is vulgar, is low vibration, you guys. When we're still killing each other, it is vulgar. It is disgusting. It is low vibration. You understand murdering is such a horrible, sick, phantom energy. So, what are we doing? What are you humans now? Congratulations. Doesn't it not prove the guardian point? Is it not proving the point? You just see how we act and behave. How humans act and behave to each other. You see you're not spiritually evolved. You're the opposite of spiritually evolved. And it is so crazy to be seeing this same scenarios play out in the secret space programs. I see these people revealing this stuff. And they are so sad how horrible humans are. They see ETs, a lot of ETs in these programs. They found these ETs or are connecting to these ETs, working with these ETs. They are blessed beings, man. Positive beings. Most of the testimonies of these SSP people are talking about these ETs as being much more loving than we are, much more evolved. They're waiting for us. These ETs are waiting for humans to wake up. It is these ETs who have planted technologies. Most of the technologies that we have, we consider advanced technologies, were seeded by ETs. Including free energy. It wasn't given to the rest of us. Including anti-gravity technology wasn't given to the rest of us. Including cell phone technology, all kinds of computer technologies, all kinds of technologies revealed in the secret space program narratives. Look how despicable we become because we are now in bed with these false creeds. Get out of your anus. Get out of your groin. Get out of your ego. Aim higher because human race is much, much higher. You're going to have that glorious green ray, heart chakra, blue ray, throat chakra. And when the Guardians call them Templar, heart Templar, throat Templar, third eye Templar, crown Templar. Awaken yourself. Get off your knees, human race. Get out of, transmute all these phantom technologies. Gina. Yeah. Oh, it's already 8:30. Well, I did start late. Tonya, Star Sister. Thank you so much, blessed sister. Thank you so much for being here with us. Much respect to you. Powerful number, 888. Bless you, sister. She says this cute little note from Ascending Angels. Thank you. Thank you, Tonya. Woohoo! And then Oksana. Thank you, Oksana. Bless you, sister. Much respect to you. My gosh, you guys are helping me so much. You guys know your brother Enhazi's in a lot of trouble because I lost my income. It wasn't even a lot. It was $1,500 income. It averaged around $1,500. Sometimes it was less. But that's all gone. So you guys are saving me. You're helping me, last longer. So until I can replace that lost income. And she left a note. Much love to you, beautiful spirit. We'll see you in Sedona at Rise of the Guardians. Yes! Oksana, make sure you introduce yourself. You're the only Oksana I know right now. And also, I will be speaking in Sedona, you guys. I'm speaking 2 times this year. Just go to alienevent.com. You'll see your brother Anahazi on the schedule. So that's not the one you're talking about, but I will be at the... Oh my gosh, this promoter's website is so... I told him about his website, and he still won't make changes on his website. That's on him. None of the links work. You have to highlight the link, put it in your browser, and then click on it to make it work. I don't know why he's doing this. Why he hasn't fixed this yet. But anyways, I'll be in Las Vegas October between 16th and the 18th. If you go to Alien Event, you'll see all the information. alienevent.com. October 16th and the 18th. But there's something in Sedona too, so let me... David, you gotta get these problems fixed, brother. What? Sorry, guys. I thank you for your patience as I get this figured out. Sedona is July 18th to the 19th. It's going to be at the Hilton. You don't have to stay at the Hilton though. Oh, he's got a different website for Sedona. Let me see if it's any better. Probably not. I used to be a web designer. I designed my own website, so I know something about. I don't know where his server is, but his server is super slow. His server takes 10 seconds to load. That's the first problem. He hasn't... Oh, I'm on there too. So let me share this with you guys. This is in July. And they don't pay me any money for this. This is all volunteer. He even told me he can't pay people to speak. So if you guys have your own platform and you're doing good, I can get you to be on Sedona or Las Vegas or LA, because he's asked me to find new people, and so we will do that. So okay, there's the Sedona link, you guys. Sedona 5D link. It's sedona5d.com. And I'll be there. Your brother Enhazi is going to be representing the Christos perspective in Sedona, in Las Vegas. Sin City, baby. All right. So I was just responding to her. She said she was going there. So, and that was Oksana. Thank you so much, Oksana. I can't wait to meet you in the earlier Rise of the Guardians. Yeah, baby. I'll be with my twin flame there. So Julia will be with us. If you guys can afford it, please come, because I was invited there, so I can go there, but they still charge money. I'm trying to go in order, and I guess after Oksana is tomorrow, but I thought I already said tomorrow. I must have been out of order, so I just missed Oksana. So after tomorrow is Gina. Gina! Star Sister! And I have to point out, you guys, it's almost mostly the women making donations. Are the only one that have a heart or have money or something? I cannot help to notice almost all of them are women. Thank you so much, Gina. She's a regular supporter of this channel. Machiwa brother, can't stay long, but watch the replay. Yes, the replays will always be here. Sending light and love, fam. Thank you so much, Gina. And she said she would do that when she got her, either she said taxes or her paycheck or whatever. Thank you, Gina. She came through. Woohoo! And Christina, thank you so much. She says, Truth Tribe. You said it, Christina. Blessings to you. Everything helps. Thank you so much for holding this space with us tonight. Woohoo! Oh. Sorry, guys. Corey made a donation. I love that number. That number is powerful. Divine 12. 12 is a divine number. The Guardians talk about 12. 12 tribes, 12 dimensions, 12 DNA strands, and so that's a sacred number, and that number is strong. 1212. It's a powerful number. When most people are doing other numbers, 1212 is much stronger than 1111, for example, right? And there's a question. Enjoyed your video shorts on exposing Anunnaki hybridization agenda. Keep up the good work. Question, is Isis from the Pleiadian? Yeah, I actually just said that online. I just said that tonight. Is Isis from the Pleiadian? Yeah, and it says in Voyagers, you guys, just so you don't say I'm making crap up, let me open Voyagers, this book on the screen, and I will answer your question as well. So let me go to the screen, and we're transparent like that so you can see it with me. And this is in the Voyagers book, so I have our moderators posting you these links, you guys, for free. Even though originally they were not for free. Look at the price of this book. And now you're getting the free PDF. This is what it originally was. $26. It's not $26 anymore. This is 25 years old. It's no longer in print. So people are scalping it for hundreds of dollars. I saw one person selling it for $500 once. They sell them on Amazon. They sell them on eBay. But if you guys want to go to the Asha, her name is, her new version, her new self is Asha. If you go to ras.com or just look up Ashana Dean website and you'll find ras.com. She sells it for $60 now on a 3-ring binder, not like a book like this, but a 3-ring binder if you like that. That's much cheaper than hundreds of dollars. Or get the free PDF that I'm about to show you. We give it to you for free. It's online everywhere for free. I mean, you can find it somewhere for free. Let me go to the location. Okay, I've been making videos about this whole chapter right here. Invasion of Egypt, but also invasion of Sumer. So they took over Sumer with their hybrids. They took over Atlantis. They took over Lemuria. They destroyed Lemuria and Atlantis. But yeah, to answer your question, I just made the Scarab King video with the Luciferian Pleiadians. They're called Semyasi, the Semyasi Anunnaki. Okay, they're the ones who came to Earth, came to Egypt, and started making hybrids. You can do that through sex, or you can do that through medical laboratory genetic hybridization. I showed both in my videos because you have the Enlil, which are scaled reptiles, Anunnaki. It's so funny, you guys. I get people writing me and saying I'm a liar and say, oh, the Anunnaki are not reptilians. When the first problem is they don't know that there's I found over 14 different Anunnakis in this book, in the Guardian teachings. I'm only talking about Enki, Enlil, Marduk, and Jehovian, the dolphin ones, and the Semyasi Pleiadian ones, the Nibirian Pleiadian reptilian ones. I haven't even mentioned any of the other ones yet. I've mentioned Nephilim, the giants. There's still a lot more to expose. So yes, these Semyasi Pleiadian, pretty perfect humans, they brought their Sumerian Larsa kings and hybridized. That's what combine means. Combine creating means hybridizing. The Egyptian humans the new line became the Scarab line. That was my latest video. And they dominated dynastic Egyptian history, but in competition with the Marduk Anunnaki, which I also made a video of them making the Set King line. What you guys, we know what line means. It means bloodline, and we're talking about Illuminati lines. We're talking about elite lines, elite Illuminati lines. Who were in Egypt? They were called pharaohs. In Sumer, they're called kings, and Atlantis kings, and all that. These, whenever you see line, it means bloodline. And notice the Galactic Feds are part of this. They were helping the Luciferian, Jehovian Anunnakis, and their hybrid bloodlines. The Melchizedeks, also something called Midianite and Hyksos combined king lines later, who invade in 1617 BC. I haven't made that video yet. And look at this. Look at this. The Exodus you see in the Bible has very much something to do with this, and the Pharaoh Thutmose III. And if you look at, let me go to the Pleiadian Semyasi area section, Pleiadian Semyasi, to answer my brother's question. These pretty perfect humans of various heights and blonde and dark hair, which I've done both, blonde and black hairs. They're the same ones in Galactic Federation. They're the same ones in Ashtar Command. They're the same ones, which I can't wait to get to. They're the ones that are the Olympian gods. These pretty perfect humans, of course they are. And notice they're the Isis mystical schools, which I'm going to be doing in my next video, besides creating the Isis bloodline. Queen Isis, where's the Queen Isis? Primary races, Illuminati lines, Queen Isis, there we are. The Queen Isis Egyptian line. That answers your question, homie, right there. It's the Pleiadian Semyasi. The blonde, or blondes or brunettes, they came to Egypt. They created this hybrid line, just like I showed you in my video. So thank you for that shout out, by the way. Oh, wait. I wasn't showing you the PDF? I was supposed to be showing you the PDF. I don't know why it's not working. It was supposed. I didn't mean it to look like it. And maybe you did see the PDF. I don't know. I was showing you the PDF. But anyways. So that answers your question. Thank you for your donation, Holy One. And if you guys, that helps me answer your question if you guys send a donation, because I read it right here. So. If I missed any of you, I hope I didn't miss any of you. I thought I got Christina and Corey, Tamara, Oksana, Tonya, Kirsten, and of course Gina. And now Troy! What's up, Vato? Thank you so much. Troy, machiwa to you, brother. I don't know all your usernames on YouTube, but thank you so much, Troy. Thank you for that exchange of energy. He didn't ask a question, but you could have. Thank you so much, brother. We make a difference tonight, you guys. You guys are making a difference. I can't do it. I thank you for that exchange of energy, Troy, and thank you for holding space with us tonight. I have too many windows open. Okay, thank you, Kristen, for those questions. If you see any more questions, just put them in the Instagram for me. And so, you guys, let me show you the diagram to explain how you are a multidimensional consciousness, because it helps so much to see it, to visualize it. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Let me see if I can open it. Recent files, the time matrix. There we go. So I'll switch to PDF. It should show you this time the PDF. Now it's working. Okay, so we are in the Earth system. But remember, I explained the dimensions earlier. There's 15 dimensions. Okay? 15 dimensions. It's called the 15-dimensional time matrix. And out of all these dimensions of reality, the different levels of realities, these are all different realities with their own galaxies, their own planets, their own ET life. So it's incredible how much life is actually in existence. We're in the third dimension. But you're going to have, like someone asked, do you have lower versions? Yes, you have lower versions, lower levels, identities. You're somewhere not even in the middle yet. This is about the middle of the 12D 12th dimensional identity. So we're not at the bottom. We're not at the end. We're not at the 12th dimension. We're somewhere down in the lower levels, though. We're still in the first universe out of 5 universes. I can't stand it when I can't use the hand tool. Okay, out of 5 universes, the humans are still stuck at, part of humans are stuck in this level. And so, the thing of it is, you guys, we are multi-dimensional. We have 144 incarnations, and also in parallel, the parallel Earth, we have 144 incarnations. So you see, we have this living matrix, and we have the antiparticle matrix. And so you live on 12 dimensions here, and you're going to have 12 dimensions on this side. This is why you can double all your incarnations and then get some of your incarnations in the energy matrix that is beyond the 15-dimensional time matrix. This is the Ascended Master Janus levels. So you will have different DNA strands at those levels as well. So it's a big part of what we are, you guys. But you exist in all these different time vectors. So, and one of the moderators, please give a link to that diagram. So, unless you already did, I sell the diagram, you guys. It's a very valuable learning tool. Some people get the wall hanging and stick it on their wall. And I get so much positive feedback from this. Thank you guys for that as well. And so, yeah, we have all these different levels of yourself existing simultaneously. There is no such thing as future. There is no such thing as past. What we call ancient Egypt exists simultaneously right now. It's playing out its own history. So you have levels of your soul matrix that are in Atlantis. You have some parts of yourself that are in Lemuria. Every one of us, if you're a human being, every human being is from Polaris, from Hyperborea. We're from Atlantis and Lemuria, and here in America or wherever country you're in now. We were in all these periods simultaneously. They are existing in the now. So let's say you're having a past life memory. What you're literally having is a present Atlantean memory carrying itself out. But it also could be explained in your DNA template, what you call dormant DNA or the active DNA. Some of us have activated the fourth strand, the fifth strand, the sixth strand, and gotten that memory back or accessible to that memory. Now that memory will start showing up in your dreams, in your recall. Some of it will be playing out like movies in your mind, like a memory, like a living memory. Those are some of the things happening to you when you say, "Oh, that dream was so real," or "I lived a whole lifetime." My dad explained to me one time that he lived an entire life with some woman. They had a family and kids, and he felt like it was the super long dream. And I tried to explain to him this concept that we're multi-dimensional conscious beings. You live in all these different levels of yourself simultaneously. So there really is no such thing as past life or future life. It's all simultaneous life. So I know how many years or how much time is in a time cycle. It's 26,556 years. So let me show you that. I can't because it doesn't let me do Photoshop. I will try it again. I will try Photoshop, but it hasn't been working on this computer. On my new computer, it should work, so hopefully I get that transferred over to my new computer. It's not a new computer. It's one computer I haven't used, but it's better, so I wish I can get it. I need a new laptop for these lectures. You need a laptop to plug into the projector string. I don't have a laptop. I'm gonna have to get one between here and now. Between now and then. So let me see if this will open the time matrix or the other diagrams. I hope it does, man, because it helps me explain some things. Ma chihuahua. Much love, much respect to all of my brothers and sisters. I'm gonna attempt it. I'm gonna see if you can see this on Photoshop, but it's not showing. But you see, I have a file open. I have this file open, man. I'm opening this file. Hello. How do you not see that? I don't know. Let me see. What the crap, man? It just will not cooperate. It just doesn't want to cooperate. Now it's showing a black screen, right? I'm not gonna waste your time more, guys. I don't know why this is not working and cooperating, but when I transfer this over to my new computer, hopefully there will be no more issues like that. So but the diagram helps you see, at least visually, that we exist in all these different time vectors. Well, since I can't show you, I'll at least read it to you. So imagine the Earth goes through this cycle called a time cycle. It's 26,556 year cycle. It goes through this energy structure. And then this time cycle is made up of 3 dimensions. So right there, 26,556 years divided by 3 makes the time cycle of a dimension, which is 8,852 years. So there's 3 dimensions in that time cycle, dimensions 1, 2, and 3. Each dimension is 8,852 year cycle. And then it goes into these recycling of like start a new life. And so there's something called a time continuum. You take one of these dimensions, 8,852 years, and break it in half. That's 4,426 years in a time cycle. So we have time continuum. So we have a time cycle that breaks up into 3 parts called dimensions. 8,852 cycles, 52 year cycles. You take one of those 8,852 year cycles in half. Those 2 halves are called time continuums. Now, I'm speculating that time vectors make up these time continuums. I don't know how many, but I can only guess. Let's say I will have to guess off of this live because it will take me too much time to figure it out in math. But time vectors, where you live your 1,728 selves and all these time vectors, this is how they're separate or not on a linear timeline. So they exist simultaneously in all these separate, time vectors, timelines. And so just think about looking at a CD, a movie CD, a DVD. Look at a movie DVD. The movie is 2 hours long, but it's all on the flat surface of a disc. And you can point to the flat surface on the disc and say, look, that's halfway between the movie. And the end is right here. But it's all on this disc in the same space. Every single time vector, every single time continuum, every single time cycle, these are all at different frequency bandwidths. And all of these different frequency bandwidths can be in the same space. Okay, they can be in the same space because they're at different frequency bandwidths. Just like you can have FM radio and AM radio and all the different FM, AM stations all playing in your city's airspace. They're all in the same space, but how come they don't overlap? Because they're at different frequency vibrations. It's the same with reality. We're not using radio waves though, we're using particle frequency. These are at different particle frequency bandwidths. So the faster ones, each faster vibration frequency, that's why they say high frequency, high vibration, high oscillation, whatever. That means it's more evolved. It's more consciousness in the same amount of space. The second universe frequency, for example, is twice as fast as we are experiencing on Earth. That means twice as much data as us. They've been getting twice as much frequency and experience for millennia, for millions of years, for billions of years. They've been getting twice as much experience as we are. They're much more evolved, you guys. So you can have all of these simultaneous existences in different time vectors at different frequencies. They're all phased out of each other. It's so beautiful because I hear this terminology being used in the secret space program too. These people are not Christic people or into spiritual systems like this, but they're still figuring it out. They're talking in these terms like frequencies. I just heard it last night in one of these interviews. And so they get it. They just get it in a different perspective. So think about yourself. All of those selves, all of your selves, holy ones, your multi-dimensional selves, tonight's topic, all your multi-dimensional selves are at different frequency bandwidths, even if it's just a little bit of frequency, different bandwidth, speed. They're all phased out of each other. That's the terminology they use, and I love it. I'm using it. They phased out. They're phased out. You don't see them, but they exist. Just like you only can play one radio station at a time, but they're all existing at the same time. Just on a movie disc, every single second in that movie on a DVD disc is existing at the same time in this disc, but it's being accessed linearly. We do the same thing. It's all existing, but we're linearly going through these energy structures, which it would take another video to explain all that, but it's already late, you guys. I need to finish this live. Just understand that we are multi-dimensional beings and that are existing simultaneously. And you never die. You're not the body. The body does biologically die and fade away into dust. You're not the body. You're the soul essence that is eternal. So it is your eternal soul essence that has put itself in all of these different fragments throughout the time matrix, in all these different dimensional realities. We have 144 of those fragments, of your fragments, brother and sister, that are existing in the first universe out of 5 universes. I showed you the 5 universes and the particle matrix and the antiparticle parallel universe. You're living in all these pieces and fragments and different time vectors. 1,728 different time vectors, 1,728 other identities. And on another level, on your higher levels, they're aware of them. Many of them. The higher you go, the more you perceive in the present now. On Earth, most of us barely are aware of maybe our own life and some of our other spiritual lives, identities, experiences. So you guys, I encourage you to go into these teachings. Go into the basics. These are the basics. Voyagers 1. Voyagers 2. Okay? This is what the PDFs are that we're giving you for free. Look at all that data. You can put on your whatever device, your phone, your iPad, iPhone. See, here's angelic realities. This is the beginner stuff. And this itself is complicated. But this will get you started. But I encourage you guys to also watch the video workshop series. They're called MCEO. Melchizedek, Cloister, Emerald Order. These are the Emerald Order teachings. So you can look up Ashiana, but that's hard to remember how to spell her name. But you can probably figure it out. I showed you how to spell her name. Ashiana. Dean. Or just put MCEO. You will find this teachings. On YouTube. Search on YouTube. Search on Google. The web. Search on Instagram. Telegram. And search on a video platform called BitChute. BitChute. BitChute.com because this is highly censored, man. Their videos that people upload are taken down. Some of these, some of these videos get closed, suspended permanently because this is being censored. They don't want you bringing this teaching out. I had 2 strikes on my channel 4 years ago because I was doing that. I thankfully removed Ashana's video real quick. I removed all her videos so I didn't get, I didn't get my third strike. But some people have lost their whole channels, man. And they had literally hundreds of hours of workshops. This is being censored, you guys. I'm starting to put it on my members' Patreon platform. Become a member and you will have access to that, at least to Cathara about spiritual healing. But it's not a paywall because you can get any of these for free if you can find them. That's why my group is trying to give you links for free. My Chiwa. But you also want to support your brother Anahazi so I can keep doing this 7 days a week, 100 hours plus a week for you. And that's no exaggeration, guys. And I am happy to do it. Georgina, woo! She gave another donation. Have you ever thought about coming to the Midwest? We have a few crystal festivals in Missouri. Well, that's a good idea. You have to tell me when those festivals are. I could bring a bunch of my crystals because they're just sitting in my room. They've been there for almost 6-7 years. I mean, I've been carrying my crystals around. I haven't sold them, but I should sell them, but it takes so much more of my time than my work. But maybe I have no choice, right? Thank you, Georgina. Bless you, sister. Okay, Georgina, more donations? I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I'll check. Thank you for that. Okay, I caught up with the questions. I caught up with the donations. So, excuse me, guys. Oh my gosh, I didn't even do my incense tonight. I forgot my incense, but when I get started, I forget those details, right? So much. You guys are family. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you, Inlatin. Thank you for your love, brother. Yeah. Diamond Buddha, Indigo, my chiwa to you. Oh, In Fairchild. I never heard of that. I'll have to take a look at that. As he wrote, the cross of Jesus folded up creates a black cube of Saturn. That's a trip, man. I'll have to check that out. But I've been telling you guys for years that religion is fallen angelic practices. But the religious people, the people who are in religion says that's blasphemy. But they accept all that blood ritual sacrifice. They accept the angry God and all that. So, are you surprised? Not to mention, brother, you go to a church and they think they're being sacred and holy by showing a dead person with blood coming down and people are worshiping death and and torture. Jesus was tortured and OMG, man, that wasn't the Jesus that is part of the Melchizedek Cluster Emerald Order. That was Jeshua 12. You're talking about Jeshua 9. But I don't want to. This is the end of my show. I don't want to go off on a tangent. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. Much love, much respect to your journey. I'm sorry I missed last Saturday. Somebody was very offended that I didn't, and they were very rude to me. So I blocked them. You guys don't need to be rude. I said I went to a drum circle. You don't have to be rude to me and upset and angry. That shows something on you. When you're rude and you're putting me down, I have no reason to contact you or have you in my group energy. You're not going to be in my group energy. You're not. Take care of yourself. And guys, I will be going to the drum circle once a month. Not every weekend, not every Saturday, just once a month. And so what I wanted to do, which I couldn't do this time, what I want to do is move the live to Sunday on those specific weekends. Once a month, I will do my live on Sunday. So don't get mad at me, and no reason to come down to a 3D level, right? Butt chakra, groin chakra, and solar plexus level. But that's exactly what people do because that's what they're used to. So thank you guys. I hope you learned something about the multidimensional consciousness, and this is something I want to talk to. Hopefully, I got a chance to talk to Emery Smith in person, because I can see that brother waking up he's been in the SSP programs, and he's talking about stargates and consciousness and all this. So, but I want, I'm sure he's supposed to get some of this Christic perspective as well. Thank you guys, my brothers and sisters. Come to the Guardians in Sedona, Return of the Guardians in Sedona. That's in May, the beginning of May. Also, I'll be speaking in Sedona. I gave you the Sedona 5D link. And also I'll be speaking at the one in October in Las Vegas. So that's also at alienevent.com. So thank you guys for hanging with us tonight. I'm ready to go eat my vegan electric chili, which is not meat. It's all veggies. I already fed the cats outside, so. Shaddai Ude Akuntan. Shaddai Ude Akuntan. Shaddai Ude Akuntan. Blessings in your spiritual Christic journey, you guys. Much love, much respect to all of your awakening. We incarnated here as a group. If you gravitate to these teachings, more than likely you are an indigo child. And I've heard Speaker 1, Ashiana Dean, say that herself. And that's the truth. If you're gravitating to the Emerald Order teachings, you get the innerchristos. You understand the law of one. You understand that you're probably part of this group, which is the Emerald Order group, Guardian Alliance, not Galactic Fed. Two opposing groups. This is false light. This is the real Guardian groups. Guardian Alliance, GA. Guardian Alliance, not Galactic Fed, GF. GF versus GA. We're GA, baby. What's up? Machiwa. I'll see you guys on the next live. Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Georgina, and thank you, Sir Madison, for holding space tonight. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, all those who donated tonight. Much love, much respect to you guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I keep trying to set up an interview. Hopefully, I can do that soon with somebody else on the show. So, good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Do 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 do. My Chiwa beloveds. Ami love.